Ginny and Georgia is a show on Netflix about a family that is anything but typical and has a lot of very deep themes running through it. The show is set to have a second season, possibly even releasing this year, and that'll make fans very happy. But given the very mature yet fun nature of this show, you wouldn't be alone in thinking that there was a lot that went into making this what it is. After all, it's not easy making a TV show, let alone one that gets renewed. So given that, allow us to show you Ginny and Georgia 10 shocking behind-the-scenes moments. 10. Based on personal experiences? Although the drama of Ginny and Georgia can sometimes seem much larger than life, many of Ginny's coming-of-age experiences were directly inspired by the writer's own high school days. I really did fall on my way out of 9th grade Spanish, and my tampon flew across the room and hit my crush on the forehead. I got caught shoplifting. My mom ran sophomore sleepover, Sarah Lampert said. I've been in a very dramatic love triangle, so it was important to keep the show rooted in authenticity. At first, this may sound odd, especially given how many shows lie to go a bit more fantastical than realistic in terms of how people act and what they do with certain characters. But by grounding it not just in a real scenario, but one that the writer and creator knew personally about, that can translate to how things are acted out, what happens next, and getting the most out of the scenes. That's an appreciation for the characters and life that many shows don't share. 9. Casting. It's hard to imagine anyone besides Brienne Howie portraying everyone's favorite sweet southern beauty with a dark past. But she didn't officially get Georgia's role until the latter part of the casting process. We had to find the perfect Georgia, that balanced beauty that's going to kill you with a smile but will stab you in the chest without seeing it coming, Deborah J. Fisher said. On one of the last days of casting, we brought Howie in to read with Gentry, and we were like, we just found Ginny and Georgia. Again, you might find that shocking as you'd swear that the leads would be the first ones cast. But when you're trying to get the perfect show, you realize that you need the perfect cast. And that means taking your time and ensuring that not just the person you get can act, but has the right chemistry with others. Clearly, their gambit paid off, and thus the show was able to be made and praised. 8. Oh, Canada! Ginny and Georgia begin a new life in the Miller family's fictional town of Wellsbury. But in reality, the show wasn't filmed in the US. Instead, it was shot in the small, very Instagrammable town of Cobourg, Ontario. You know, in Canada. This is actually a very clever tactic that is used all over Hollywood, because what they'll do is find a place in Canada to film that looks like a certain place in the US, but they'll get it to film there because, well, it's cheaper. No, really, money plays a huge role in things like this, and there are many other shows who also go and film in Canada and just make it look like they're in the US with various signage and such. 7. Oppression Olympics. One of the most memorable and controversial scenes of season 1, i.e., Ginny and her boyfriend Hunter had an argument about the realities of being mixed race in America, and each accused the other of not being black or Asian enough. Some viewers criticized this scene as unrealistic with the role, but for better or for worse, the two actors actually collaborated on the dialogue, again going that extra mile to try and make it feel real from the perspective of those acting it out. 6. Skills. There was a lovely scene in the first season in which Hunter performed a special tap dance for Ginny's birthday. As it turns out, the screenwriters added this moment to the episode after learning about Temple's formidable off-screen action. The cast knows they can't mention anything to me because it will find its way into the show, Lampert said. Mason had been rehearsing in the cafeteria. Deb Fisher walked into our office and said, I just saw Mason tap dancing, and it's in the show. Hey, if you have the skills, why not show them off for all to see? Exactly. 5. Mental Health America. Ginny and Georgia tackles a lot of essential subjects in season 1, considering one of them is Ginny's self-harm. The casting couch knew how essential portraying the subject became delicate, so they went to a real mental fitness counselor to enter. Mental Health America noticed Ginny and Georgia from beginning to complete, and that they gave us direction on how to properly portray this very sensitive part of Ginny's lifestyles, Gentry stated in an Entertainment Tonight interview. Similarly, Fisher advised Netflix, the feedback from Mental Health America was crucially important to us as we aim to shine a light on these issues and model ways teens can support each other and get the help they need without further stigmatizing mental health. We definitely appreciate them going that extra mile. 4. Man. Shortly after moving to Wellsbury, Ginny discovers herself with 3 new besties in Nora, Kate Douglas, Max, Sarah Weisglass, and Abby, Chelsea Clark, who might have been already a tight-knit pal institution trio earlier than Ginny made for, funny, right? Weisglass officially stated that the actors had similar properties in real life. What Weisglass told 17 is insane. He said, "Katie and Chelsea are people from Toronto, and so am I. We knew each other loosely, and earlier we have also been through auditions. All of us got together and just sat around, talked, and we were actually near." Insane, right? 3. Body struggles. Abby was one of the members of Mang. His number was next to Max and Nora. Abby wasn't all too eager on allowing Ginny into their tight-knit organization. As it came out, Abby began having a hard time at home and wanted her relationship with Mang to stay the same. Not handiest had been Abby's dad and mom arguing all of the time and getting a divorce. However, she changed into also suffering from body dysmorphia. Abby might choose herself inside the mirror and even went as away as duct taping her thighs to suit into jeans. Body problems and the strain to appear perfect always plagued the youth, and the display did an extraordinary process of highlighting that. 2. Finstas. When Max tells her mother that she was going to a college play for school credit score, Ellen absolutely believed her and did not think twice about it. It wasn't until Max was out of earshot that Georgia reminded Ellen what it turned into to be a teenager on a Friday night. Max became dressed too adorably to be going to a play. She turned into going to a party. When Ellen pulled up Max's Instagram, George knew that the account changed into a determined accredited Instagram account. Within some clicks, Georgia and Ellen determined Max's actual account, which is also referred to as Finsta, or fake Instagram. 1. Teases for Season 2. Looking forward now, at the end of Season 1, we see Ginny and her sister running away. But where exactly are they going? Well, we actually know based on the clues that was given before, and the team also spilled the beans. In an interview with TV Line, they cleared up the confusion about where Ginny is going. When she's packing her bag, she grabs the book that Zion gives her. And if you were paying attention, when Zion arrives and is giving her the book, you know that he included an address. He has that secret coded message in it, and she finds out that it's his address to his Boston apartment. So I'm thinking it's pretty reasonable to assume that Ginny might be headed towards Zion. Just as intriguing is that Lampert also said to OprahMag.com, Season 1 really did feel like Season 1. We just started uncovering some of the layers for all characters across the board that we want to dive into. Dev and I are hoping we get the chance. And they will. Let's hope they make the most of it. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at Ginny and Georgia and how the cast and crew came together to make this a very special thing? What was your favorite part of Season 1? Do you think that Season 2 will be able to match what it did? Or do you think that there might be the dreaded sophomore slump coming in soon? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time on the channel.